Okay, so I have my Reaper template loaded up and we're going to get recording it here. Right away I'm playing the riff, lick, whatever you want to call it. I'm thinking, what I'm hearing in my mind is the lick, once by itself, then with drums and bass, then going into like a deeper arpeggiated part with like a guitar lead as the melody. I'm not going to do vocals on this one, so I'm just going to do like an intro A, B with guitar lead replacing voice, and that'll be our little mini song for today. First thing I got to do is figure out the tempo. So I'm going to tap it in here and take a guess. All right, this says 110. Let's play along with that. See how we feel. Yeah, that'll do. All right, so we're going to play it twice, like I said, once with drums the second time. So I think I'll try to play through all that now. Notice on the bottom here, I keep the name of the patch I'm using on each one of the tracks as I go, in case I come back to it much later. I like to remember what my settings are. You can see here there's people sharing rigs that they've captured. There's over 20,000 of them. I found this one the other night, and that's what led me to playing this cool rotary, spinny kind of riff that we're going to turn into a song. Okay, so that's the intro. I'm going to get drums and bass on there for the second half of it. For this track, I think the drum kit I've got the default one in my template is this metal one. I don't think I want a metal kit for this. I want something, one of my other user presets. I have something called the Gospel of Marky. Gospel of Marky, there it is. I like this kit for a softer thing like this. So we're going to use this one. And I'm just going to choose, I basically go through the libraries of grooves. Sometimes I write a groove. Sometimes I let the AI pick a groove based on what it hears. But in this case, I just downloaded the other day their ballads pack, MIDI pack. So I think I'm going to try something there. We're at what, 110? Get something in the neighborhood. I don't think that's what I was hearing on the intro. Yeah, no. I want something with a little bit of syncopation, so I might have to go into one of like the fusion type things. That might be too much. Let's see. Yeah, something like that. All right, let's see if this fill I picked, I just stuck the crash cymbal in there. Maybe it works. Let's see. Now the question is, if we're going to the next part, does that like come right out of it, or do I need some way to transition? No, I think that could work. It could work. When I was playing it, it felt like it was jammed together, but no, it feels fine. So let me get the bass on here first, so when I put it together with the other part, I make sure it does flow and I don't need like some kind of connector measure. Okay, for my bass here, I have this Sukop fretless. Sukop is an amazing bass. I got these It's a long story. But let's see if I can figure out what the bass line's going to be. I know we're kind of starting on a G. It just stays on G. All right, so the next thing I have to do, so it's just going to be that G and then wandering around G minor fills, or G Dorian really. And then I have that B flat F. I have to learn what the bass drum is doing so I can lock in with it. There's going to be some punching in going on here. We'll get it as close as we can. And then where I miss hits and stuff, we go punchy. Yeah, the problem with choosing syncopated drum beats is it becomes difficult to follow. There's the B flat. Okay. That first one's early. All right, do I cheat and move it? Let's see how it sounds if I cheat and move it. So we zoom in on it here, do a little cutty cut. Split it there, move it. What happens when we do that? But I have to play it on the, was that the end of 4 there? That's going to sound weird. That's going to be tough to play. All right, let's check that whole bass part out. Okay, that's cool. I want to get the other guitar part that's going to have the lead over it. We'll have a straighter beat over that as well to make it kind of work with the melody more. And I'm sorry I haven't gotten all the waveforms on screen all the time. I'm so used to not having to work with just a piece of the screen, but I'll get there as I make more of these episodes. Okay, so this next part I touched on before. It's going to be... something to that effect. I'm not going to play it to a click as a scratch first. I'm just going to lay a drum beat down on here because I just want a straight, pretty much drum beat. So we won't go into the progressive grooves or the fusion grooves or anything. We're just going to do, let's look at like a classic rock groove. I guess you could call it a ballad. Do I want it halftime? No, definitely not. That'll be for the B part. We'll give it some more drama and play something bigger there. All right, maybe that. Let me just drop it in and play along with it. Yeah, that works. And so we're going to need twice the length of that. Got to drop a couple drum fills in here, and then we're going to get into go to the halftime thing, which would be the B section. I would say more akin to a chorus, but I'm probably going to let loose there a little bit and be a little more melodic in the A section. So let's just first get a couple drum fills in there, especially the last one. Sound like you're leading to something more intense. Yeah, that sounds like it's leading to the next part. I love with Reaper here, I said this in the first episode, how I can drop beats onto any track, even an audio track, not a MIDI track, and it'll show up as MIDI, so I can work above it and then drop it into place. It's pretty cool. All right, so we're going to play the rhythm part to this. We'll drop bass on it. I don't think I'll do the bass off screen because it's just going to be straight bass there, and then we're going to play a lead part over it. Then we'll create the B section. I'm duplicating the original track because it kind of fades. I don't want to just have a sudden cut, so they're going to fade over each other a bit. And I duplicated it, deleted what was on it. That way I could use the same settings and everything since it's the same guitar sound. I didn't have to recreate the track. I just do a duplicate and delete the wave. I just at the last second there decided to change the last chord. I don't even know where it's leading. The B part's going to come off of that. It should have been D as the first chord. Nah, so I'm going there. I don't know where we're going next. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to lay a lead track on it now. I've got out a guitar that looks similar to the other one, and the other one I actually got because it's what I kind of wanted this one to look like when I ordered it. This is a Kiesel, and I use it for a lot of like mid-range or mid-level distortion tones, a little past edge of breakup. So that's what I want for this A part here. I'm just gonna play along and see if a melody pops out. You know, I'm gonna improvise a little and try to get to a melody, and that's what I'll make the main gist of it. So then it's just something I kind of noodled around with before, but that's sounds more like a vocal part might sound. So that will be the main melody part. Let me see where I go if I start with that. I'm going to record it just in case it's good. Okay, I wandered away a little bit, and it didn't work when I wandered, but for the neighborhood. Oh, out of key. I liked it right up until there. My fingers want to go to G major. So I'll punch in there. It's really dry, so I'm probably going to add some delay or something to it. Yeah, and that's going to lead to the intense part where I'll use my much more biting guitar sound, more distorted. I have a couple flubs in there that I got to patch. Oh, nice theme. Very old school. Whoops. fix there. Okay, so just a little piece. Whoops. That works. Yeah, it's a little bit wimpy sounding, but we can work on that with some effects and changing the channel strip, I think. I have a dog playing over here next to me. Be right back. And now he sleeps. Well, sort of. Hi, Knuckles. Okay, so I want to make that lead sound a little less wimpy, for lack of a better term. I think the first thing I'm going to look at is the channel strip. A lot of times I use this. This is the older version of Waves SSL, and I'm using this Russo lead solo violin preset. I'm going to try switching to a different preset that might have a little bite added to it. And let's go with heavy guitar. More bite, but tinny sounding. So I'm going to swap it out for the new version of the SSL. Got more presets to play with there. I like to keep it simple and work with presets as much as possible. Okay, that's got some more bite. It's a little bit louder, so I'm going to pull it back a little bit. And we're going to get some delay on there. Oh, Valhalla. That's weird. I like it though. It sounded good in context. So we're going to go to the B part now. I like how it's building up at the end here. And I think the B part, I want to go, so that D chord there. And I want to have da, da. I'm not sure what the next chord is going to be at, but I'm going to have it build out or build up to that part. Like, so as it comes here, and then have stereo rhythm guitars. That'll have a nice kind of explosion into the next part, and we'll use a more insane lead sound there. So first thing is to pick a drum beat for it. That what inspired the idea before was hearing the halftime one over here. Not bad. Yeah, something like that. And we're going to let the lead rip. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we'll do 2 of those, and then just that'll be the end of the song, and we will play, like, maybe go back to the intro part. So we need a drum beat that leads out to what's going to be mellow there. Just as we'll go back to the and fade out with that. Maybe. That one's the closest. clicked one that I didn't hear before and said it was the closest, but that's cool. I like that. So that's no, just there. I need a little bit of the crash. There we go. So we dropped it in there, and then we just fade it. Okay, so I'm going to just stay with this guitar, and I'm even using that same sound we just used on the lead. All right, let's get that rhythm guitar on there on the left side. That, and we just got to record the other side of it because that's a left and right stereo, and we'll get the bass on it, and then we'll play some kick butt lead. All right, so we've got bass on it now and stereo guitars for what's going to be the rip and lead part. Let's just check it out first and make sure I like everything that happened. I realized when I did this, I'm starting on F here, and then the second turn when I start on D instead, I changed the chord progression. Instead of going back to F here, I'm going to D. Works. Click, click, click. Yeah, this is going to be fun to rip over. Yeah. All right. So if we're going to do some rip and lead, I first want to switch to my rip and lead sound. My favorite sound, this orange rock reverb here. And I think I'm going to get, I'm going to get my favorite guitar, my Polaroid Smith, the 86. I need to play standing up. I can't do sitting down if I'm going to really let loose. Pretty good. I have one little flub that I fixed. You can kind of see it highlighted here. And I think I kind of babbled in a similar way twice when I went for the really just kind of fast random stuff. And I think I want to change the second time. 43 to 47, where I kind of come back with a more of a thematic kind of sound. All right, so I just kind of babbled from, tremolo picking and fingers flying. I want to do something a little more organized that I actually think I might try to harmonize too. I've got an idea in my head of doing it like a, and then maybe fives. Let's see. That better. It's timed weird. All right, I think that was it. Yeah, so that's not bad. A little bit of chromatic-y, too fast to play it clean type stuff without practicing the line. But good enough for a quick riff, quick making music Monday. And I do want to harmonize that. I think that's going to sound pretty badass. So again, I just duplicate the track because I'm using the same settings. Drop the volume on it a little bit. And so I want to do a third up. Some of it's going to be babble. It's kind of messy. I don't know. This is the kind of thing, if I was making a full song, putting it up on Spotify or something, I would spend a bunch of time with that, practice it with a metronome, and get it a lot cleaner. But for today's purposes, we'll keep it. The only thing I want to do now is add a little bit of delay, a very specific delay to the main track, even though there was already some on it. It's this one delay from Guitar Rig, which I pretty much keep around just for this. There it is, psych delay. Yeah, it sounds really good. Bring it to like 20%. I know that's going to sound good. And this is kind of a wrap. Let's just take a listen to it now from start to finish and let her rip. really like this. When it hits that B part, man, ooh, that feels good. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me and making some music, guys. I'm enjoying doing this and I'm going to try to do it just about every Monday. This was episode 2, so I'm learning what works best. Let me know what you guys want to see here, if I'm missing anything with my screens or whatever. And thanks a ton for coming along for the ride. Also, it is officially Christmas Eve now, so for those of you who celebrate it, Merry Christmas.